go to the street with just flowers and with just singing against the dictator. And they took the streets with tents, it was very peaceful act. And it was their last chance for calling for democracy, for depending on their dreams for freedom, dignity, and rule of law. And because of that, the dictators faced them by all kinds of violence that you can imagine. And I'm talking about, a lot of Arab countries that really led the Arab Spring, which is Yemen, Tunis, Syria, Libya, then after Egypt, and this is the first wave of the peaceful revolutions. The second wave was with Algeria and Sudan, and now there is another wave, by starting with call for reforms, but I'm sure that it will end with the great revolution. So it is an act for freedom. It is an act for calling for democracy and for defending for democracy. And it is an act for calling for development and prosperity, because people are really suffered from poverty, and the poverty there is a result of dictatorship system. And terrorism, because the terrorism also as a result of the tyranny and dictatorship system. So it's a long story, but to summarize it, that great peaceful revolution led to force the dictators to leave the authority, and most of them was with the peaceful method. In Yemen, in Egypt, in Tunis, in Algeria, in Sudan, all the dictators left the power peacefully. There was some violence with Syrian revolution and with Libyan revolution, but that was as a result because of the dictators forced the people to defend on themselves. Now, after that, when we were in the first step of forcing the dictators to leave the authority peacefully, then the counter-revolution came, and this is very important to know. So when our peaceful revolution won on making the dictators to step down the power, we started the transitional period with the promises that we gave the people, and we achieved most of it inside very small period of the transitional period. There was some mistakes, but it's obvious that it will have no mistakes, by the administration, but it was mistakes that can be, fixed. But then the military coup happened, militia coup happened, terrorism movement started to make, their movements against the revolutionary people, and these all what civilian war starts, and all this chaos that you saw in Arab countries, it doesn't came from nothing. It doesn't come as a result of revolution. No, it came as a result of the counter-revolution. Counter-revolution, and most of you know that every great revolution followed by counter-revolution. So this counter-revolution made that chaos to give a lesson to the people. Okay, look, what's this? You called for dream. Okay, look, what is the cause of? You called for change. Look, what is the result of change? It's chaos. It's war. It's a military coup. It's militia. It's terrorism. But the lesson wasn't like that. The lesson, no, we will keep fighting for freedom and democracy. You, the counter-revolution leaders, should be afraid. And who led this counter-revolution is the countries in the region who is authoritarian regimes that doesn't want democracy to prevail, that doesn't want Arab Spring to prevail, because they are afraid from importing or people their people went there. And in this, when we talk about led people, we talk also about women rule. So women was at the really front line of this first dream for creating a new country based on democracy and human rights and peace. And then did it in reality. We were in the front line of that, and we convinced our people who were before just thought that women should play a very small traditional role, that she doesn't. No, we proved to the society that no, we are capable to do something and to free our country from dictatorship, and that will serve you as a men. And we were one battle together, men and women, in this battle for freedom. So we didn't give up. We didn't lose. This is very important to know that we didn't lose this battle. We're still in the battle of fighting for freedom, for justice, for democracy, and for rule of law. And this is a very long journey. And we achieved a lot of things. Now we are about 15 years, and through 15 years, we forced 8 dictators to leave the power. This is a big thing. And now we are in the continuous revolution that facing the counter-revolution with its faces. Remember, this is the faces. The militia is the faces of the counter-revolution. The terrorist is the counter-revolution. The military coup is the counter-revolution. And also the civil war. So all of this is counter-revolution. They want us to stop. But there is people who doesn't belong to all of this. They are facing all of these faces of the counter-revolution and didn't give up and will not give up, and absolutely we will win. We will win this battle for freedom.
Great, thank you very much.